What is up, geometry? This is lesson 2.3, and we're talking about deductive reasoning. In our previous lesson, we talked about inductive reasoning, which is whenever you see a pattern and then you draw conclusions based on the pattern that you've seen. Deductive reasoning uses facts, rules, definitions, and properties to reach logical conclusions from given statements. So we're seeing facts, and then we're drawing conclusions based on those. Sherlock Holmes is famous for using deductive reasoning. So our first task here is to determine if these people are using deductive reasoning from this lesson or inductive reasoning from the previous lesson. Scattered Practice 1A says all the signature items on the restaurant's menu shown are noted with a special symbol. Kevin orders a menu item that has a symbol next to it, so he concludes that the menu item that he has ordered is a signature item. So notice, if it's marked with this, it's a signature item. He's ordered one of those, maybe spicy chicken or something. So he concludes that it is a signature item. That is deductive reasoning because we were being given facts, and he's picked something that matches up with those facts, so therefore we're concluding that we can say is a signature item. So this is deductive. Okay. 1B says every time Raoul goes to the restaurant on a Thursday, cheese supreme is the special. Raoul goes to the restaurant on a Thursday, so he concludes that cheese supreme will be the special. Notice Raoul has seen a pattern. He's been here previously on Thursdays, and now he's coming again on a Thursday, so he's concluding based on the pattern that he's seen that cheese supreme will be the special. That is inductive reasoning. Now, one form of deductive reasoning is called the law of detachments. And that says if P implies Q is a true statement, and P is true, this part is true, then Q must be true. So assuming the statement is true, the first part is true, then we can conclude the second. Here's a nice example. If a car is out of gas, then it will not start. Sarah's car is out of gas. So that means we could conclude that Sarah's car will not start. So let's see if this information, this conclusion that this person drew from the information, let's see if it is valid or invalid. So 2A says, if 3 points are non-collinear, then they determine a plane. Now that is a valid statement, okay? Now this, and it says point A, B, and C lie on plane G. So now they are making this conclusion. A, B, and C are non-collinear. Now notice this A, B, and C, they're just saying that they're in a plane. And then they're concluding that it's non-collinear. So they're getting something from the end and trying to conclude something from the beginning. So this is invalid. Because A, B, and C could be collinear. In order to use this, we have to have something, we know that P is true. So let's look at 2B. It says, if a student turns in a permission slip, then the student can go on the field trip. This guy turned in his permission slip. Therefore, we're concluding that this guy can go on the field trip. This is valid because this is a true statement. We're assuming it's true because it was given to us. And then we found out that this guy did this first part. He did the P part. That means we can conclude the Q part, the conclusion. And then we would just say law of detachments. One more form of deductive reasoning is called the law of syllogism. And it says that if P implies Q and Q implies R, notice this, the conclusion of the first one matches the first part of the second one. If these are both true statements, then we could assume that P, the first part of the first one, implies the last one, R. P implies R. So the first one implies the last one if these middle two match. Is also a true statement. If you get a job, then you will earn money. If you earn money, then you will buy a car. So a valid conclusion would be if you get a job, then you will buy a car. Okay? So let's determine whether each statement is valid based on the information. If not, write invalid. And we need to explain our reasoning. So here's two pieces of information. It says, if you do not get enough sleep, you will be tired. If you are tired, then you will not do well on the test. So notice here, this is P of the first one. This is the Q of the first one. This is the Q of the second one. This is the R. And notice this part matches this part. You are tired, you are tired. Okay, so let's see if we can draw a conclusion. It says, if you are tired, then you will not get enough sleep. So it's saying, if this part, then back to the P. So we're saying, if Q, then P. That's not following this pattern here. So we would say, invalid. For this next one, it says, if you do not get enough sleep, that's the P. If you don't get enough sleep, then you will not do good on the test. That goes from the yellow to the blue. So this is valid by law of syllogism. Alright guys, good luck on your homework. It's on page 136. You're going to do 12 through 40 even, and then 49 through 51 all.